Simon to throw first. Game on.
Well, Simon Stevenson, the Mirror Man, as we found out this weekend, so named because down in Plymouth, where he lives, he apparently fits mirrors to luxury yachts.
You don't hear that every day, do you?
85.
I can't think of another person who does that, let alone another professional dart player.
That's a pretty good advert for his business.
Wow.
140.
Well, do you need a mirror on your luxury yacht, Paul? Are you fully mirrored up on your yacht?
The yacht that I have is so small that it would probably live on top of a mirror.
Right, okay.
100.
What shocks me, though, is that Simon Stevenson doesn't walk out to Here Comes the Mirror Man by Human League.
Seems the natural choice, as Ian White fills it up for the first maximum.
Here's an interesting thing, Dan. Ian White changed dart manufacturers this year. People sort of pricked their ears up and said, uh-oh, maybe
60.
It's going to take time for him to settle again. It didn't.
No, doesn't appear to. He made a semi-final in Gibraltar on the European Tour earlier
60.
this year. He won a 5th PDC title as well. That was in Barnsley, I believe, back in April sort of time.
And I believe that was a 6-0 victory.
140.
In the final.
Against
And you require
the world
121.
number 1, Michael van Gerwen. There are not many people who have bageled MVG.
Bageled. Gotta remember that one.
57.
But it's a chance for
Simon, you
Stevenson
require
here
116.
to get the first leg on the board. He needs to find a treble. Doesn't do so, so Ian White
60.
should get
And
at
you
least
require
one
64.
dart, potentially 2 for a break of throw and a 1-0 lead. Looking at the 16s here. Another one of those, or an 8. Tops.
44.
Well,
Simon, you require
let-off.
56.
for Simon Stevenson, he's going to get a pop at this with the green flights of Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah,
green
the first
army.
flag. Simon Stevenson.
Very good
Sang like
indeed.
he's in to throw first.
good hold.
Game on.
Had to rely on a miss from Ian White, but took advantage. Got to take some confidence from that
60.
nail-biting game yesterday. Really good finish of 80 in that really key 11th leg.
Yeah, James Wilson beaten in a deciding leg. Wilson
80.
did have chances to win. He had a match dart in the 10th leg. Didn't take it. Stevenson just getting over the line. All right, the average wasn't amazing. It was 83, just over. But he got the job done, and it's given him an
100.
opportunity now to play his best darts in the second round and potentially book his place in the final day of action. And as we know, if you can get to the final day, anything can happen, because if you turn up on a day and have the day of your life, and
43.
play at your top level, you can go and win tournaments. All of these guys can go and average 99, 100, and if they take the chances, they've got a chance.
Interesting to see what the mood was like in the hotel room last night.
123.
We did say it would be a bipolar atmosphere, with Justin Pipe not having his best night at the office against Jamie Caven, who played very well. But after seeing
59.
Simon win yesterday, he was really, really pleased. Never seen him smile that much.
I think Justin had mellowed. I saw him having a game of cards later in the evening with
81.
Simon. And
It's a
it
good
all
way to mellow out.
Yeah, it all seemed very genuine.
I'm sure Justin's been imparting some of his experience onto Simon. And there's the proof of it. That gets him back in the leg.
In require 137.
I did talk to Justin yesterday, and he was saying that Simon, he does take things on board. He does listen, and one of the things he was saying, when you're throwing for the ball in the practice room, you know, you've got a few dots. He just said, hammer the bullseye. Don't worry about hitting. Just keep going for the ball. That's the dart you need to practice on.
Never a truer word spoken. Only thing he can do now is set it up and leave tops with this last dart.
59.
Unable to
And
do
you
so,
require
but
16.
Diamond's coming back. Double 8.
In
Yeah,
shot of
great
the
shot.
second leg. Here was.
That's what you want to do
Simon
at the beginning of a match. When you
Game
get a
on.
double, hit it nice, clean first start. That gives you confidence. Because sometime later in the match, you could find yourself with only one dart in hand, and you've got to take it.
120.
I think he's clattered into the flight there. It must have been a decent dart that's been spat out and rejected after hitting his own flight, so just the 120.
You mentioned earlier, Dan, about plodding along and doing what's necessary in each match. I remember a European Tour event where Justin Pipe didn't average over 90 and still made the final.
Yeah, it was Venray, Dutch Darts Masters.
A
And
lot of people harped on about the
140.
fact that how did he make it? You know, he didn't play that well all week. Results don't lie. What he's done all week is he's match played really well. He's done what's necessary.
60.
He made the final, and that will be reflected in statistics forever.
oh, that's you know, the greatest, or one of the greatest exponents of that kind of stuff is James Wade, isn't it? The James Wade formula is opponent's average plus 1 equals
97.
Wade's average. That's all it does. You can be throwing 77 or 107. James Wade will find a way to throw 0.5 more than you and win a game. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care what his average is as long as it's a win.
140.
Very
Simon
important
Ducar, 144.
teaching tool for young dart players out there is forget about averages. They don't win matches. Based on the tutelage of my old mentor, Graham Stoddart,
60.
great Graham Stoddart, he said, averages lie, results don't. And in this match, Simon Stevenson's in a pretty good position here.
84. Simon, you require 84.
Well, he can see this off in 2 darts. Going to have to use all 3. And I think it's going to have to be 14 for ball. Well, he's hit the treble. Double 11.
62.
Will he
Ian, you
return?
require 132.
Well, if he doesn't, this is going to be good.
He's got to go
Everybody
for the
loves
ball.
this shot.
Only one way to go. Oops.
Not
That doesn't
way.
help. Now we can put pressure on him because 22,
92.
it's not an easy double.
Simon, you require 22.
Because if you go on the inside, then there's pressure on hitting a 3. But he
Game
doesn't
shot on
need
the
that.
third leg. Simon Stevenson.
Just as we were
Ball
saying
like you
about
see
Ian
in
White
the
and double
first.
8,
Game on.
one dart, one hit equals another leg. Simon Stevenson.
Well, the winner of this one will face
81.
Nigel Hayden, having dumped out Robert Thornton in the match we've just seen on stage here at the Austrian Darts Open. The first seeded player to be knocked out, the Thorn. And Nigel Hayden
134.
through to the final day of action. And, you know, if Simon Stevenson were to upset the odds here and book his place through, Stevenson versus Hayden, I mean, what an incredible opportunity it is for both guys to find themselves in the final
140.
session on Sunday night.
That's absolutely huge for their careers and their aspirations of potentially making the World Championships at the end of the year. That's got to be their ambition for this season.
100.
Sometimes you come to a tournament and you think, this is going to be hard, I've got to focus on the first game, but you do silently pray in the background, come on, I want my draw to open up. There aren't any easy games, but dangerous players like
60.
Thornton, you'd rather see the back of them.
Yeah. We know what Nigel Hayden can do, and we know that Simon Stevenson can play good darts as well. But the reason that they are not at the level of Ian
60.
White and Michael van Gerwen and Robert Thornton in the rankings is because they don't produce that game as regularly as these guys. Talk about Ian White's consistency. Ian White managed to get in the top 8 in the world. He still never made a major semi-final. I mean, how consistent do you have to be to do that?
100.
That pretty much sums it up. And then when we talk about other players, I think one of the most amazing statistics is the fact that Wayne Jones has not won a professional PDC event. And at the last count, it was something like 70 quarterfinals.
41. And you require 120.
Well, that's a mistake from Stevenson. It means that, well, Ian White has got all the time in the world to see this. Oh, well, he's going to need it. A shake of the head from Ian White, and
80.
rightly so. But the thing is, with Stevenson on a bogey number, Ian White will get 3 darts at top. So you can see him slap himself as he walked back to the table there. And that is a great setup
126.
shot.
And you require 40.
Pressure. pressure.
Game shot on the fourth
Yeah, that's
leg.
pretty good.
Ian White. Fifth leg is Simon to
Looks
throw
like he
first.
peeved with himself
Game
for hitting
on.
that one. As a pro dart player, you don't want to miss singles. But it does happen now and again. You just got to sweep it under the carpet and move on, and that's what he's done. It's 2-all.
100.
Simon Stevenson just going about his business here in very much the same way he did against James Wilson. He never looked overawed or, you know, worried about being up there on the big stage. I mean, you know,
95.
might be like a swan, mightn't he? Might be sort of serene on top and paddling like mad underneath. He could be doing mental acrobatics.
He does look pretty comfortable up there.
But, yeah.
Ever so
83.
slightly more comfortable today because he's at ease with the situation. Being on there before, has won as well. It's amazing what that does for you. Some of the nerves go away, but some remain. And you need those little bit of nerves to perform.
140.
And don't underestimate the potential nerves that Ian White could feel here, because he is a heavy favourite. He is expected to go and beat a man who's only playing his second game on a European Tour stage here.
60.
This is the mentality. If you're the favourite going into a game, you should have all the pressure because people expect you to win. So Simon Stevenson's outlook on this situation should be, well, I'm expected to lose. I'm going to go up there and play.
It's a no-lose situation for Simon Stevens. He's already gone up there and he's matched Ian White for the first 4 legs. He could be in a spot of bother in this leg, but if he can find another treble here, it'll change the complexion of things.
100.
Yeah, Ian White, heavy
In your
favourite now.
132.
Well, he didn't hit the 25 or the ball last time he had a go. And he's done it again.
Single 17.
92.
It's perfect.
Simon, you
So
require
it's a chance, but it's only a small
158.
chance. Not to be this time. It's a lovely setup though.
134.
What he's doing is
In your
putting
require
pressure on
40.
these single shots for Ian White. It's never easy.
Game
Yeah,
shot on
he's
the fifth
responding
leg.
though.
Ian White.
Sometimes
6
it's
leg
good
is
to
in
feel
throw
that extra
first.
pressure.
Game on.
Because sometimes it just makes you wake up and say, right, I don't have any extra time. It's either now or never.
Yeah, the best players are able to use that, aren't they? And helps them focus. You see that average for Ian White, 96.5. That's kind of what you expect from Ian
100.
White. So you get the feeling he could throw like that all day long.
That's his game. 95 to 100. And he will do that 6 days a week. Easily.
I've watched
100.
Ian White and Jamie Caven practice together, they're good mates, and just watching those two, they're both quick players. They don't mess about. They do joke about a bit, but it's just terrifying. They just hit shot after shot after shot. They'll be doing finishes 120 up to
140.
170, one of the routines they do, and it's just terrifying. You think, you can see why these guys have got, you know, more than a dozen titles between them.
140.
We will see Caven in action later on. First game of the evening session. It's another cracker. I can't wait to see it. Dave Chisnell, Jamie Caven. I think it's going to be a belter.
Yeah, I think that's got the potential for game of the day.
81.
I always like watching Jamie because he's fast, he's efficient, and sometimes he does the unpredictable.
Dave Chisnell. Excitement guaranteed with Chizzy.
100.
There's pressure on Chizzy this weekend, I think, because of the fact that he's been playing so well recently. Tough opponent against Jamie. It's not a kind draw for him.
No. Gerwyn Price against Steve Beaton could be a belter this afternoon as well. We've got that coming up, the penultimate game
60.
of the afternoon session.
Sammy
Ian
require
White hits 60 to lead
161.
Shanghai. Stevenson 161 to get a break back. What a shot this would be. What a shot this would be. Whoa.
97.
I think
In your
Simon
require
Stevenson's darts are going in with a
120.
lot more authority today. I think that's just pure confidence.
Do
Right.
not hit the one.
Do not hit the one. Tops. Oh, good
100.
effort.
Simon, you require 64.
But to stay in the match,
These are the chances you've got to take against number 6 seed.
you have to. Otherwise, you're staring down the barrel of a 4-2 deficit.
Good guide. Ooh.
32. In your require 20.
Ian White for 4-2 to open up a 2-leg gap here.
You've got to think it's going to be 4-2. Mr. Consistent. Oh, commentator's curse. Up the top.
He's
Oh,
shown
and
the
he's
sixth
redeemed
flag.
himself
Here
perfectly.
wide. Seven-legged Simon to through first. Game on.
That is not the approved way to take out 20, but it will do.
But he didn't hesitate on it. As soon as he's hit the 15, he thought, well, I know exactly what I've got to do
60.
here. Didn't even entertain 1-2-2.
Why? Why, Paul?
Maybe he's a high shot finisher. Sometimes
Just prefers double one to double two.
you feel more comfortable with the high doubles as opposed to the
60.
low doubles.
I just think it's a curious one. I can understand sometimes you have 3 darts in your hand. You can go 3-1, as Stevenson looks to fill it up.
125.
Because if you go 1 for double 2 and inside of the 2, you can block your path to the double 1 with that first dart sometimes.
In a funny sort of way, double 1 has its own cachet. It's do or die. There's no going back.
60.
So maybe the thought process subconsciously for Ian was, well, 1 shot, 1 double, and that's double 1 all day.
Doesn't matter, the
99.
leg was won, and Ian White is in charge of this game, but Simon Stevenson, he's not been very far behind. They duke it out for a place in the last 16. Nigel Hayden, the Undertaker, awaits the
60.
winner.
And what's the worst that could happen for Simon Stevenson? You go back to fitting mirrors on boats, but you know for a fact there's a little bit more of a snarl in that stone face of his today.
83.
He doesn't want to go home. He wants to take out Ian White and have a crack at Nigel Hayden.
$55. Simon, you require 134.
That's the only treble that Ian White has hit in this leg. And it was a treble 5. So an uncharacteristic leg from Ian White. Gives a lot of leg room
58.
to Simon Stevenson. And the only way he will feel pressure on that 76 shot that he has is if Ian pummels a big treble.
58.
Yet again.
Simon, you require 76.
Trebleless.
Yeah, a bit of a struggle this leg for the Diamond Ian White. Simon Stevenson being allowed to plod towards victory for 4-3. Topsy once,
56.
just misses below.
He's not missing these doubles by far.
It's better. Oh, he's just sped up. Oof. Once he
140.
finally got the first dart in the,
Simon,
in the
you
right
require
place, it was...
20.
Oh,
Maybe he should be more fed up.
oh.
There's double 10. 4-3 it is.
Shot on the 7th flag. Simon Stevenson.
Exasperation from
Eighth leg
Simon
is here to
Stevenson
do
as if to
first.
say,
Game
right,
on.
come on. That all-important break of throw belongs to Ian White. And he's back in the 60.
121.
That's old school darts. Yes, I've had a bad leg, but it was on my opponent's throw. As soon as it's my throw, I get my act together.
43.
It's another one below the treble bed for Ian White. And
60.
as we've mentioned before this weekend, that first dart so important. It makes the next two either a lot easier or a lot harder.
I've seen a lot of dart players over the course of
140.
the last day or so who've got long points. And darts are wobbling in the board. Kyle Anderson last night was a few wobbly ones.
He's got phenomenally long points.
Yeah, they've actually got a groove grip at the very
140.
bottom so that they stay in the board. Justin Piper's very long points, and they were wobbling last night. But if you look at the side angle of when these darts are going in the board
100.
from Simon and from Ian, they're hitting the board and they're not moving at all. Real hard throws.
He does throw a firm dart, does the Diamond Ian White.
60.
Just the 60, and he leaves that 120. He's had a couple of pokes at it already. Missed tops last time. Missed the big number the time before that. If Stevenson...
100.
Well, he stays straight, so
And
he's
you
given
require
himself an opportunity
120.
here.
Is it going to be third time lucky on Shanghai 20s for Ian White? One target. That was supposed to be dart 2, but this could be good. It was an aggressive dart, though.
100.
Good leave.
Simon,
And
you
will
require
come back, providing that
118.
Simon doesn't take out 118. Got to stay there. What a dart that was. Double 19.
Yeah,
Wow,
the eighth
Simon
flag.
Stevenson
Simon
back in the game,
Stevenson.
gentlemen.
Ninth flag is Simon to throw first. Game on.
Huge shot from Simon Stevenson. Made it so hard with that first dart. Still found room over to the right-hand side of the treble bed and the double 19. Bang.
Bish bash bosh. He's got the throwback.
Oh, we see 50% on the doubles.
100.
For Simon Stevenson and Ian White. But it's that 120 again for Ian White. He's not been able to take it out. He's had 3 goes, and a player of his calibre. Now that's a simple enough finish.
100.
It's the treble that he throws at all the time. He only needs to hit it once. And it gives him a dart at double top.
60.
That's a good 60 from Simon. The Mirror Man wants the same, or mirror the result from yesterday. It's looking like it might go to the same scoreline. But Ian White doesn't want that.
140.
You can see there, there's only that one leg in 19 darts. There's a couple in 5 visits. All the others have come in 6 visits to the board. So it's been pretty steady progress for these two.
96.
There's not been a great deal in it. Ian White has stolen a march on Simon Stevenson here, though.
I think the key to the rest of this match is experience, and it's different types of experience. For Simon Stevenson, it's limited experience, but it's experience that he has from yesterday.
140.
So it's very, very fresh, which is extremely strong. For Ian White, it's just drawing on everything that he's done in the last 4 or 5 years. He's been in many a 6-5 and come out on top.
100.
But it's Ian White
And you require
who
121.
really is taking the lead here. You'd much rather have 1-2-1 in this situation and be coming to the board than waiting on 145.
Treble 17. Back up. Well, no, he's staying down the bottom of the board and goes to the
62.
ball anyway.
Simon, you require 145.
I think that was smart.
Means he guaranteed 2 dots at double top when he returns.
Yep. How much pressure will be under?
65.
Some
and you
pressure.
require
Again,
59.
I think that was very smart.
And that 80. An important one of those in the first round. Will he get a go at it? Ian White tops for 5-4. Last start in hand. Massive moment this. Massive moment. Ian White. And usually
10 flag is
very
Ian
calm
to throw
Ian
first.
White. Just a bit of release of
Game on.
pressure there. I think that is relief more than anything. The job is not quite done yet, though. Has to close it out in this leg.
That was a great break of throw. It was relief. And it was, come on Ian, get your act together. I don't think he believes he's playing well.
60.
He's not playing bad. But if he's going to contend in this tournament and his quarter after this, I think he has to up his game a good 2 or 3% minimum.
Hang about. Oh my, that is so unfortunate. That.
140.
Well, the
Seem to
spear
go in
part,
and chuck it out.
yeah, the point part of that dart was in the 20. The rule is, if the point is in the board, it counts. If it's hovering, it doesn't count.
83.
But already he's stolen the darts, and if Simon Stevenson were to break here, he would have the throw in the deciding leg. Look at those averages. 91 plays 90. We said there's not been much in it.
30.
It's the same situation that Nigel Hayden was in.
But just one bad visit may cost Simon Stevenson. Ian White looking to take advantage, and
100.
last dart.
Right in the stanchion, that one.
Oof.
Right in the corner.
Top bin.
That was a bit like that French winner from Paille last night. What a goal that was.
81.
The second most important European sporting tournament taking place this weekend, Euro 2016. Behind, of course, the Austrian Darts Open.
Well said, Dan. It's the last European Tour event.
140.
Which gets you towards qualification for the World Match Play at the Winter Gardens in July.
And with 25 grand to the winner, the
And you
big
require
one. And a couple of years ago, we had 8
118.
different winners from 8 events. So some of them unseeded players. Anyone can go and claim these. Ian White is a potential winner, certainly. Can he take this out? Tops for 1:18 and 6:4. And
Ian
Ian White
shot
takes
and
it out, and that is a classy
Ian White.
finish. He had 3 goes at 120 and couldn't do it. 118 he manages to take out. And Simon Stevenson, a valiant display from him, not quite enough to overcome one of the top-seeded players.
Invaluable experience for Simon Stevenson this weekend. He showed that he's a classy player, he's got a lot of talent, and it took a really good sprinting Ian White at the very end, who finally found tops